Watching the film, like I said, there were a lot of goals we scored that if I was the coach of the Vikings, I would look at as preventable. And so I still have every confidence we can win this game. However, I don't think we'll win it by that kind of margin.
Well, and the Cardinals today missing one of their key players in that back line, Jose Valdez, who did receive a red card in the district final for a tackle on a goal-scoring opportunity. He'll be sitting out tonight, and what is that going to do for the Cardinals?
Well, he's a guy that's been a 3-year starter at that center defender, or at least played a lot of minutes back there. He's played a lot of games. Losing him will not be easy for the Cardinals tonight.
And if you look at the bracket, we have Scott pulling off a victory right before this, 2-0. So they'll be moving on to the Saturday game at 9 a.m. If the Cardinals win tonight over the Vikings, they'll play the Skyhawks again Saturday at 9 a.m. And the Cardinals have to be a little bit favored, not only because of their win earlier, but because of the experience here on the field, being here last year.
I think last year's game, playing as well as we did against a team in Omaha South who went on to be the state runner-up, and the quality that they have in their program, the way our kids performed and really outperformed themselves, I thought, last year. I hope that kind of carries over to so many returners and them playing well again tonight.
First touch of this matchup looked like it's going to be taken by the Cardinals. Anthony Bolaños up front. Cardinals playing a 3-2-4-1.
It looks like the Vikings so far are playing a little bit more of a defensive tactic after the 6-1 game before. I mean, they've got 6 guys here towards the back line with only Bolaños as an attacker, kind of in a 6-on-1 defensive formation, which is a good look early for the Cardinals, because that gives our possession, which is a strength of ours, a chance to kind of maybe dominate the midfield, keep the ball out of their attacking spaces, and make them run a little bit and maybe tire them out a little.
Cardinals crossing it over, playing the possession game right now. Emil Carter-Cicero up forward to Primo, Jose Tovar. Again, the steady passing, looking for the outlets up front to get it forward. Ball given up, and Giant Northwest clears it up forward on the long run, straight into Dame's hands.
I had heard at school today that Excel was going to be playing in the center defender. It looks like they've gone with Wilfredo Panate in the center.
He often plays pretty versatile. Wilfredo Panate plays that usually either a left side defender, or they'll even move him up into the left wing position. He's a pretty versatile guy.
Absolutely.
I'm sure if you're Derek Spence, you love having those guys that, number one, can play most positions on the field, and two, are willing to for the team, especially when push comes to shove. Do anything for your team in the state tournament.
When I coached with him, one of the terms we used for a guy was we always wanted a Swiss Army knife. The guy that we could put it forward, we could put him at defender, we could put him at midfield wing. We just needed a few minutes. We could throw him out there, and we weren't going to get hurt.
Right. Ball cleared out by number 20, Eli Satley. Hamilton Vincente with a cross in, too deep. Brought in by Jensen. Cardinals challenging the Vikings in the midfield.
And that's an area, as we watch through the game, that I would expect the Cardinals to have an advantage, is in the midfield, controlling the ball in a possession, especially with a wider field than we played on the last time we played the Vikings. That was such a small, narrow field. Watching it on the film, you had a hard time getting a sense of how this game would go, because this field is so much wider. Being on turf, it's so much faster. It's a completely different game than the one we saw last time.
And you got to think the speed of the Cardinals probably gives them a slight advantage here.
And that was one of the things that I had noticed, that, like most teams we play, Northwest is taller than us. And so they're going to have a height advantage. But that usually means that we're going to have a speed advantage. And on a field this wide, unless we're talking about set pieces like we talked about with Elkhorn South last year, where their size, we could only hold it off for so long, as long as we're not
Throwing by Vikings. Cleared out forward. And the Cardinals here on the move. Bolaños is up. I mean, obviously, if you're scouting Cree, your goal is to slow down Anthony Bolaños, but that's really a tall order, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, he scored 25 goals on the year. And the last 3 teams we've played have all had the same goal of stopping him, but he's been able to find open spaces, and he's not even dribbling the ball to score. He's getting the ball passed to him and finding open space. So if we can get that tonight, that'd be exactly what we're trying to do.
And that really is where the Cardinals have had success lately. Times when he has to attempt to take over, you've seen it not go well. But when you've been able to get the ball to your wings forward and hitting him on crosses, that's when the Cardinals have really been successful and shown some promise. Ball forward towards the goal, off target. And that'll be a goal kick for the Vikings.
You know, we're coming up on 5 minutes into the game, and we're starting to see the Cardinals settle down a little bit. I think in that last little bit of possession there, you started to see things that look familiar on film and the things that we've been doing all year.
Well, we were even noticing warm-ups. They tended to definitely be a little bit erratic with some of their. Just got to get the juices flowing a little bit here. And now that you can see they settle down a little bit, they're going to play this possession game, especially in the middle of the field, and try to get that ball forward. Primo here with the possession, forward to Bolaños. Bolaños looking for Vicente up front, kind of the tag team duo there. They love handing the ball off to each other. But the ball going back. Collins.
No foul
Collins with that.
on either one of those.
A little bit of physicality there, definitely. Refereeing, establishing how he's going to allow this game to be played, maybe early.
Which, in a lot of ways, is good that kids can start to adjust, but if he's going to let that kind of physicality go, you got to think that favors the Vikings because they are the bigger, stronger team,
right?
Like most teams we play against.
Bolaños giving up possession there, but fighting back for it against Janke. Ball one. Here, Tercero off to Hamilton, driving it forward. Off to Bolaños, see what can happen here. Through ball, blocked by that GI defense, cleared out. Travis Sweeney with the throw in to Vicente. Ball crossed over to Cerro, given to Dominguez, forward to Carbajal, down to the corner. He's looking for somebody to cross it to. Ball taken, but intercepted by Dominguez. Primo puts a foot on it, brought in by Jensen.
That's all right.
Yep.
That's still a good test of the keeper right away. But I do think the Cardinals are going to have to get some shots that was kind of a slow lob towards the goal. We're going to have to get some a little bit more on target because the keeper is big. He seems physical on film, but maybe not the most nimble. And if we can make him get off his spot and maybe dive to a place he's less comfortable, that'd bode well for us.
Aldana threw the ball into Amilcar Tercero, crossed to Dominguez. Again, possession ball here in the midfield. Tercero to Vicente. Forward to Tovar. Good ball. Forward through, intercepted and pulled back by that back line. Sweeney with interception. And a corner kick is going to come for the Cardinals. Number 27, Travis Sweeney, is going to take this kick. Looks like Bolaños is going to want him to take a short corner, and he does. Bolaños brings it in. Oh, a lot of physicality there.
Yeah.
On top of Carbajal's back, header out the back. Sweeney again with the corner. Yeah, this referee letting a lot of physical play going on here in the box. Bolaños takes it in to the box, kicks it from a pretty rough angle, and out the back it goes. Checking in for the Vikings, number 31, Carson Holiday, coming into the match. He's replacing number 2, Caden Warner.
With Bolaños having 25 goals on the year, you like him taking shots, but at that angle, you want him to dish that off and hopefully get a shot from one of his midfielders.
Vicente passing it off. Sweeney back to Vicente. Looking for Bolaños through. He hits him just a little bit behind the run. Ball mildly cleared out, and now the possession goes deep into the Cardinal side of the ball. Back to Adame. He's going to bring that in.
the last two possessions down here on the Cardinal left-hand side, you've seen our Travis Sweeney, number 27, against number 1 for the Vikings.
Peyton King.
And he's a sophomore against Sweeney, our freshman. And those two young players on this outside wing, which team can trust their young wing a little bit more to maybe get the ball in a dangerous position, could lead to a goal that opens the game.
Well, let's be honest about this too. Travis Sweeney, a freshman, that's pretty darn impressive. Starting on this team this year with the depth that the Cardinals have. Throw in.
They're definitely bringing some players off the bench that, you know, are pretty talented guys. So for him to get the nod from Coach Spence is pretty impressive. You're right.
Ball forward again. Dominguez making a run up the right side. Carbajal with the through ball to him. Attempt to clear. Bounced off back to Jensen.
It's a better short series of possession from the Cardinals. We just need to extend those a little bit and keep knocking on the door.
Ball forward to Collins. Has possession. Left side of the box. He's bringing it in. Dominguez right on top of him. Collins has possession again. Brought in by Adame. Shot was just off target a little bit. Didn't look too much like a threat, but Adame brings it in just to be safe.
Oh.
Bolaños just missed with the challenge. Ball possessed by Northwest. Given away now. Tercero to Vicente. Vicente out again to Tovar. Tovar. Ball handling skills are fantastic. He's not going to be a big scorer, but he's that guy that dumps and dips all the way down the field.
Last year I called him the straw that stirs the drink, and he's every bit of that.
Oh, Vicente.
It's Hamilton, yeah.
With the bicycle kick in the box, tries to cross it just off. Now we got a run coming up by the Vikings.
Hustle back, boys.
Buckle to Janke. Janke over in the corner. Good challenge by Pinate. Good defensive play. Janke with the cross. Broken up by Aldana.
And that was one of the things the Cardinal coaches talked about in the film from the last game is we let too many balls bounce inside the box, and it ended up hurting us at times where we should have got it cleared and we didn't, and that was another example of it right there.
Checking in for the Cardinals, we have number 12, Rodrigo Gomez, and checking in for the Vikings, number 2, Caden Warner, checking back in. And it was. That looked like it could have been dangerous, especially, again, when you're missing that valuable back line piece of Jose Valdez. He's your clearance guy, that kind of piece in the middle.
We touched it 2 or 3 times in the box, and that should have been a one-touch, get the ball out, live to play another possession here.
Adame off to Dominguez, to Carbajal, to Tercero. Back to Dominguez.
I like this from the Cardinals. Make them switch the field, keep possession a little bit, let your forwards rest. They've been making some good runs.
Ball forward by Aldana up to Bolaños. Comes down with it. He's looking for somebody to pass it off to. Good ball skills there. Looking for an outlet. He's going to take it himself. Ball in. Goal! Bolaños takes it himself on the edge of the box, puts it in the bottom left corner. That puts the Cardinals up 1-0 over the Vikings. Just over 28 to go. Great ball skills and great shot by Bolaños. That's really what the Cardinals needed to get this going and to get some confidence moving forward.
That's right. After not scoring a goal in the game last year, to get one in the first 12 minutes or so, get our confidence up, and also after the way we did play against them last time to try and maybe knock them down.
Right. And both teams coming with a lot of momentum. The Cardinals looked fantastic against Blair. Obviously, Northwest pulling off the big victory against Norris, who've been playing well. Both teams were really firing on all cylinders. Really big for the Cardinals to get that early score. Ball forward again. We're on the move again.
This is good right here.
Bolaños with the ball just wide. That looked pretty darn good from up here.
There's not a lot of guys in Class B that can take that shot and put it that close.
Goal kick coming for the Vikings. Now I think you can see the confidence. They're just going to start moving forward. And
absolutely.
Looking for a high press here by the Cardinals. Sweeney coming up to meet the back line. Ball forward. Videra passes it off on the inside. Peyton King tries to clear it in, clear it out. He's got a throw-in coming. Oh, Cardinals going to get the throw-in.
And going back to Bolaños' goal, I'm glad that he scored, and I'm glad that we're up 1-0, but that's not the way that we're going to be able to sustain success at the state tournament, is where he dribbles through 4 guys and takes 12 touches. We've got to get, 1-2 touch passes and get the ball moving and get guys in the right position to finish is how we're going to sustain success. That's great to get us on the board, and I'm really happy it happened, but we need to get the ball moving a little bit more than that to sustain success here at Morrison.
Wilfredo Penate with the ball, passes it off to Vicente, almost intercepted by the Vikings. Ball forward. He's looking up front again. Bolaños. Now we have Gomez with possession, clearing it back to Jose Tovar, to Vicente. Bringing the ball into the middle. He fires it forward. Off target there. Goal kick coming. Checking in for the Cardinals, we have
I know Primo was fighting a high ankle sprain for the last 2 weeks before districts, and so he got it tweaked out there earlier on one of our scoring chances and came off just to get it looked at, and he's okay, I guess. Good touch.
Coming back here. Bolaños trying to get forward to Vicente. Tercero to Tovar. Forward to Bolaños. Couldn't come down with it. Now he gains possession. Oh, just touched off by Jensen. That'll be a corner kick coming for the Cardinals. Decent shot right in the same spot he scored last time.
But that was a completely different attack because he didn't have to dribble through 4 guys and take 12 touches. All he had to do was the ball rolled to him, he takes a shot, and that's what we want.
Sweeney taking the corner. Vicente trying to call for the short corner. We'll see what he decides to do. He passes it off to Vicente. Vicente with possession. Takes the inside route along the baseline in. Cleared out slightly. Tercero, Milcar Tercero took the shot, bounced back. Cardinals lose possession.
Counterattack's on here.
Parker Jenkins on the race here. Gonna lose.
We're gonna give up a corner here.
Ball,
No,
that's gonna be a goal
kick.
Lost the possession. Jenkins doesn't necessarily like it, but Adame with the ball.
That's
Backel.
Our midfield is going to have to track back and compete for those 50-50 balls. We can't give them a free run like that off of a goal kick right at our keeper and our defensive line.
Tercero to Tovar. Ball forward, fancy footwork. Now that's going to end up in Carvajal's feet. Looking possessed, Vicente. Now with the Bolaños using the referee here to Tovar. Bolaños. Anytime he touches the ball, you got to figure something's going to happen. Jensen gets a hand on it. Oh, Sweeney in the right spot, just not enough. Jensen with good position. Pulls it in. Ball forward now. That was so close by Sweeney, putting 2 up for the Cardinals. Good job by Jensen with good position.
Good job by the freshman being on the back post like the backside wing's supposed to be, being in his position to try and put one in.
Aldana to Sweeney. To Tercero. Bolaños.
Who's going?
Looking for somebody. Tovar kicks it back into the cross in the middle. Cleared out to Dominguez.
If you just look at the field right now, the number of guys that they're committing to.
Tricero looking to put a foot on it. Not a great ball by him. Misses very wide. Just needs to be about 15 feet closer to take that ball.
Well, I'm glad he hit that with his left foot because that's what it needed, but he's a right-footed kicker, and it showed there.
Goal kick forward. Ball forward by the back line of the Vikings. Aldana here with the challenge. Not a great touch by Aldana. Ball goes up in the air. We're going to look at the throw in here by the Vikings. Throw in again. Videra, number 22 with the throw-ins here. He's another one that scores 8 goals on the year for the Vikings. Ball trying to be cleared out. Some headers taken. Aldana forward to Sweeney. Sweeney to Vicente. Vicente forward to Bolaños, trying to get going on the run. Mishandled ball. Back to Videra. And now the Vikings again on the run here, crossing into the middle. Just a touch on it. Good-looking offensive play here by the Vikings. Ball sent forward by Mason Janke. Goal kick, Cardinals. Northwest has looked scary on a couple of those counter plays that could definitely be dangerous moving forward. Cardinals have to be definitely aware of that.
The game film I saw, Chris had to make a couple of great saves to keep the game at 6-1. I'm glad we got, Chris Adame out there wearing Cardinal colors because he's one of the best keepers in the state, in my opinion.
Checking in for the Cardinals, number 4, Roger Romero. He's going to replace Bolaños, give him a little bit of a breather in that forward striker spot.
This field is bigger than any one that they play on all year, so even though they've been playing a lot of soccer, between the juice of being at the state tournament and then the extra running you got to do, it's not easy.
Well, you know that this game is probably going to come down and be close towards the end. It's just what the state tournament usually does. So you want to keep your best players fresh towards the end of the game.
And one of the things that I think the Cardinals have as an advantage is Coach Spence feels pretty comfortable playing 15, 16, 17 guys if he needs to.
Ooh. Ball forward just missed. Possession here going forward. Taken by the Cardinals. See if they can hold on to possession.
I will say that if the official keeps letting the guys get away with that type of physicality, eventually this game is going to get chippy. Creighton Northwest have a pretty good history of some games that sometimes get a little bit out of hand if they're not controlled by the officials properly.
Well, and the Creek Cardinals are not about to back down from the battle. Here goes Northwest forward. Backel cleared out well by Penante. You can see there why he was put in charge of that defensive line back in the middle. Replacing Valdez. Smart senior play there. Backel with the throw in here. Gonna try to get some distance on this one. Good throw into the box, but that's Dominguez with the foot on it. Cleared it back. Hamilton Vicente goes down. Really physical play here coming by the Vikings. Referee kind of letting a lot of things go. Here checking in for the Cardinals. Number 18, Juan Diego Lopez, giving Sweeney a break on that left wing side. And again, you mentioned the depth that the Cardinals have this year. They've got quite a few guys here that most teams would have starting on their on a varsity spot.
Yeah, Coach Spence isn't afraid to run different wing players in, different central midfielders, forwards, defensive mids. He feels like he's got backups at every position.
Checking in for the Vikings, number 31, Carson Holiday. Looked like a bad throw-in was the call. Vikings taking the throw-in. Bolaños with the interception going forward, looking for some players, making a run. Juan Lopez going forward. Bolaños decides taking himself. He's into the box. Ball cleared out.
I know a lot of people want a PK on that, but when a guy dribbles that many times, he's not going to get that PK in the box when there's that many people in front of him. You're just not going to.
Crete fans getting a little bit restless here.
And I don't deny Anthony Bolaño's skill. He's the greatest player that Crete's had. However, when you start to dribble at that many people and you go down like that, it's a turnover.
Right.
So we gotta get more guys to get open and help him, because he will pass the ball when he feels like other guys are open. We just got to get more guys moving off the ball for him.
Tesoro forward, tried to get through to Vicente, taken over by Videra. Tovar forward, making a run for Carbajal, just too much. Brought in by Jensen.
If you look at the flags, though, you can start to see the wind being in the Cardinals' face, which in the second half will be to the Cardinals' advantage right there.
The wind definitely is picking up. A northwest wind has really started blowing. Cool. Kind of almost, you could almost say cold night tonight now, especially as that sun's gone down, overcast here in Omaha.
It feels like a crisp October night instead of a beautiful May evening.
Vikings with possession. Ball goes forward really to nobody there. Throw in for the Cardinals. Dominguez with the throw. Into Carbajal, back to Dominguez. Ball going forward. Holiday intercepts that. Gains possession for the Vikings. Vikings definitely have a height advantage here on some of these headers. You can definitely see.
And that's where balls like that from Penate, who made a great play earlier, though, but right there we need to get the ball on the ground where we can use our speed and our ball skill, which I do think is so far, from what I saw in film and what I've seen here today, is a little bit better individually than the Northwest Vikings.
King with the foul. Vicente going down. One of the first real fouls called. Free kick by Aldana. Vicente going forward. Again, you can tell from those challenges it might not take long, like you said, Jay, for this game to get maybe a little bit over physical and chippy. Cardinals definitely aren't the kind of kids to be backing down.
No, you're right, Aaron. These games, if the officials don't get a hold of them, and I get it, it's a state tournament, you want the kids to play. But early on, you can call some fouls that just don't allow that type of physicality and set that tone, and this official has gone the other way, and I just hope that the game is decided by the kids in a good, fair way and not.
Ball forward, Dominguez making the run off of Carbajal. Ball forward, possession taken, now gained back by the Cardinals. Bolaño's looking for somebody's going to take it himself, looking for a man. Just too deep of an angle, puts a shot towards the goal, but really nothing much there for the Cardinals. Sweeney and Gomez checking back in for the Cardinals, checking in for the Vikings. Caleb Zlomke checking in. Again, just trying to keep people fresh. Vicente and Juan Diego Lopez coming out for the Cardinals. Corner kick brought in. Ball deflected. Oh, Jensen
Nice save
gets
by
two
Jensen
hands
there.
on it. That looked like a good ball.
That was a good shot. They couldn't quite get the ball cleared, like we talked about the Cardinals having trouble with. They couldn't quite get it cleared. We get a good shot, just a better save.
Bolaños taking those corner kicks. Back out to Bolaños. Takes the ball inside the defender. Fancy footwork, taking it back in, cross inside to Carbajal. Nothing there, ball cleared out, throw in for the Cardinals.
That was good to see, though, because the last couple times Bolaños has had the ball along the end line, he's elected to try and shoot a tough angle shot. That time he cut it across to trying to find a teammate, and that's what you want.
Bolaños taking the throw in here. A little bit deeper in. Cardinals coming to his aid. Tovar here taking the ball in deep. Decent footwork, ball cleared out. Again, another throw in. Bolaños again taking the throw.
For any Northwest fans that happen to be watching this broadcast, if you feel like the commentary is a little one-sided towards Crete, there's a reason why. You're tuned into the Crete Strive Network, and the two of us are Crete teachers who have taught these kids and coached these kids, and we have a pretty vested interest. We don't claim to be professional broadcasters or anything like that.
Ball forward by Zlomke, cleared out by Amilcar Tercero, number 14. Jason Bockel checking back in. Time for Vitera to take a break here. Bockel taking the long throw in again. He's got some good range on his throw-ins. Ball whiffed by Penate. Tries to clear the ball to Aldana now. Sweeney gets a touch on it.
But there again, we needed to clear that ball. It's not cleared.
Throw in. Vikings. Again, Bockel coming in. He can throw that ball straight into the box. This is almost kind of like a corner kick at this point.
Yeah, which is where not getting the ball cleared down towards the midfield stripe like you're supposed to becomes a little bit of an issue, because now he's got a corner.
Second corner coming. Header just missed the header off a couple Cardinal bodies in there. Now we're going to take a corner. Bockel. Excuse me, that last one's a throw-in, so it'd be first corner here. Bockel taking it.
Now cleared. There. See, now that was better. We got a touch, and then we got it cleared. That's better from the defense.
Aldana gets a foot on it, clears it out, throwing again here by Bockel. Throwing into the box, good clear out by Tovar, but possession remains with the Vikings. Warner with the ball into the box. Cardinals attempting to clear it out, get a foot on it. Dominguez gets it forward to Carbajal. Now we'll see if they try to make a run or just clear it out. Northwest throw in here. Now we got some subs coming in. Peyton King checking in for the Vikings. And number 7, Hamilton Vicente checking back in for the Cardinals. Jose Tovar takes a little bit of a break after his play there in the midfield. Cardinal fans trying to push their team along. Header into the box. That's Adame's all the way. Carbajal header forward a little bit. Back to Carbajal. See if the Cardinals can maintain some possession here. Ball forward to Carbajal. He's looking just over the head of Sweeney. Sweeney comes back, picks it up at the edge of the box to Vicente. Vicente, he's been known to hit these balls on the edge of the box here. Takes back possession. He's looking for somebody. Nobody there. Loses it. Janke. Parker Janke going forward. Cleared out by the Cardinal defenders. He was looking forward to Samson Collins there, but the Cardinals defensive line holds up pretty well.
The game feels a little helter-skelter recently, where we're just not crisp on our passing, and that's allowing Northwest to hit some long balls forward, which makes us run more.
Yeah, momentum seemed to shift a little bit here to the Vikings. They're definitely ones maintaining possession. Checking in for the Cardinals was number Juan Diego Lopez checking in. Carbajal taking a break there. Sorry, we missed the Vikings. Substitutions for you. Adame takes that.
It's a senior move right there.
Coming on, getting that ball. Really, the Vikings have put several dangerous plays forward that the Cardinals have been kind of lucky to get through unscathed at this point. You wonder how long they will be able to hold off here. Ball going forward again. Intercepted by Dominguez forward. Lopez with some possession, but out of the field of play. Throw in for the Vikings. Bacall with the deep throw in again. Warner with it on the edge of the box, looking for the cross in, and the cross is just way too deep. Out of the back, throw in, or goal kick for the Cardinals. Checking back in, Parker Janke. Not much of a breather there, but he's checking back in for the Vikings.
Quick shout out to all the high school students at Crete High School today that are watching the game at the school at the Cardinal Union. I know most of our track team is there because they have districts tomorrow, so good luck to our track team tomorrow. Hopefully we get a lot of kids qualified for state and we can go make some noise.
Another big shout out. Oh, and a big foul there. Hamilton getting knocked down to the ground again. Bolaños wants a little bit more. He wants a card, but he's not going to probably get it at this point. Free kick coming for the Cardinals.
But those are the types of things we've been talking about. He's let that go a bunch of times, and the kids are going to keep pushing the line until you start dinging them.
Ball forward by Bolaños, looking for Vicente, brought in by Jansen. They're going to try to get a run forward here off the counter now. Bolaños intercepts the long pass through. He's looking to take it himself. Forward to Vicente. Vicente, just a toe on it, not enough. Jansen brings it in. Cardinals again looking forward. Bolaños just too strong of a touch on it. Ball cleared out. Throw in coming for the Cardinals. Checking in back for the Cardinals. We have Tovar and Carbajal. Checking in for the Vikings is Zlomke. Caleb Zlomke, number 5. Coming out, it's going to be Gomez and Juan Diego Lopez taking their breathers back on the sidelines. Another big shout out to those watching down at L's.
Absolutely. I'm sure Linford has the game on, and there's some people having a good time in Crete cheering on the Cardinals.
If you're going to go for a good time, L's is a great place. Ball going forward here. Tovar back to Vicente. Over to Dominguez, looking to get the ball forward to here. Not a lot behind that pass. Intercepted by the Vikings, kicked out. Dominguez with the throw.
You know, the big thing with 4:43 left, obviously not conceding a goal would be huge for the Cardinals, but if we could tack on one more going into halftime.
It's a big game changer. Being down 1 going into half is a lot different than being down 2. It's a lot bigger climb.
Yeah.
Uphill climb in the second. Throw in after the ball was cleared off of the wing of the Vikings. Forward here for the Vikings with the possession. Zlomke with it on that left side. Cleared out. Throw in again by Zlomke. Videro with the header challenge. Vicente with the ball, trying to move forward. Cardinals running, getting numbers forward. Long pass to Bolaños. Bolaños with possession. Forward to Tovar. Tovar inside kick. Just missed it over the crossbar by Sweeney. Deep cross. Jansen played the cross, missed it just too much.
Looks very reminiscent of the goal that those two hooked up on against Blair.
The
last goal.
Yeah, you think Tovar is going to be too deep and too far in, and he magically
swings the ball around, and Sweeney's right there on the back post to try and head it in.
Free kick taken by the Vikings. Victor Tercero over to Axel Aldana. Back to Amilcar Tercero to Penate. Cardinals playing possession here with just over 3 minutes to go. A poor kind of no-look pass.
Well, just from bad first touch, and then he did the best he could with it, which that's hard.
Yep. Ball in, headed by Penate, cleared out to Vicente. Now he's going to try to get the ball moving forward. Nope, he brings it back to Aldana, and they're going to establish possession.
Which that's not a bad play. We've got a 1-goal lead. We don't need to go in and try and push. We can just play possession here.
Vicente to Tovar, forward to Bolaños. Bolaños with possession here. Over to the right side to Dominguez. Dominguez with some green to go. takes it back to the inside, passes it off to Tovar. Tovar looking for outlets there. Inside, Vicente tries to get a foot on it. Carbajal just missed to the right side of the goal. Checking in, back in, number 7 and number 31. Number 7, Samson Collins, and number 31, Carson Holiday. Checking in here with just under 2 minutes to go, getting some fresh legs again for the Vikings. Goal kick here short. Vicente with the challenge, wins the ball back. Forward to Bolaños. Bolaños waiting for runners to get forward, puts it forward into the defense. Ball slightly cleared out, back to Bolaños. Tries to split the defenders, does not work. Good job by Pinate with Samson Collins breathing right down his neck, clearing that ball back.
And then good find right there to Bolaños.
Bolaños looking forward to Sweeney. Long ball forward, nobody really there. Gets tangled up, ball cleared out. 1 minute left here in the first half. Throw in by Hamilton. Ball clear across the field to Dominguez. Ball being challenged. Tercero to Tovar. Miscommunication there by the Cardinals. Amilcar Tercero up to Vicente. 28 seconds left. See if they can establish one more go here at the goal. Ball forward. Carbajal just missed on his run. A little physical there on the shot. Referee lets it go. Goal kick.
A little surprised that wasn't called a foul right there.
Looking down at the bench, you can tell Coach Spence is getting a little frustrated with maybe how things have been going here. And that's the end of the first half as the Cardinals with the 1-0 lead here over the visiting Vikings here in the first round of the state tournament, 4-5 seed.
You know, like we said at the beginning, I know that the first game between these two teams was a 6-1. We didn't expect that, so to be up ahead 1-0 at half is right where we want to be.
And both teams have had their moments. You know, the Cardinals looked good initially, and then here at the end of the half, and Vikings kind of seemed like they were in command there for the middle of there here.
And this isn't to take anything away from the Vikings, but I felt like a lot of their offense was generated on counterattacks based on sloppy touches from the Cardinals. If we can get our touch figured out a little bit more clean, keep the ball in our possession, they won't be able to counter as often. And then they won't seem like they have so much of the possession, which would be better for us, obviously.
We have a 10-minute breather here again. For those of you tuning in, Omaha Scott Catholic winning the first victory against North Platte, 2-0. They'll get the winner of this game at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. Hopefully, if Cardinals are able to pull out this victory, we'll see even more Creek faithful down at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. You can bet the town's probably going to turn out for that one.
I would hope so.
On the bottom side here, Lexington and Omaha Roncalli Catholic and Columbus versus Gross Catholic. Those games are happening tomorrow at 6 and 8 as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that bottom bracket turns out. Obviously, one of the big upsets was South Sioux City being upset by North Platte. That really changed the whole dynamic of what this bracket looked like.
Yeah, and you got to think, though, that the 2 seed and the 3 seed in Lexington and Columbus are on collision course to meet in the semifinals, and that's one heck of a game. I know our former assistant coach and counselor Joel Lemos is at Lexington now, and that'd be fun to see Lexington have a little success too.
All right, we're going to take a timeout here again for Morrison Field. We'll tune back with you here in a couple minutes for this, again, Cardinals leading the Vikings 1-0.
Thanks to our sponsors, Creed Area Medical Center, Creed Booster Club, Doane University, Edward Jones Investments, Kent's Pharmacy, The Brew House, Veterans and Friends.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I would encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I would encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
And here we go, preparing for the second half.
The wind that started to pick up will definitely be at the Cardinals' back, which I do think at this particular stadium will help them. You can see the flags not very far above field level, blowing pretty strong out of the north from left to right on your screen.
Yeah, that wind has continued to pick up even throughout this game. Switching sides here. Cardinals will be obviously moving from our left to right. And that temperature just continues to drop a little bit. I'm sure the players on the field maybe aren't feeling it because they're up, pumped up. We're outside. We definitely feeling it a little bit, though.
Those of us that are standing still or sitting are feeling the cold, but the guys on the field, this is about perfect to maximize their energy.
Yeah, the Cardinal faithful and GI with their Northwest with a decent crowd up here today. Both sides are being loud, trying to cheer on their team, give them a little fuel to get through the second half.
Well, and one thing for these teams playing at this time of day, you know, Saturday morning, it's probably not going to be any better.
Right.
So,
well, in an evening game, it's a little bit more familiar to what you're used to. That Saturday morning game might be kind of tricky just as far as a schedule, getting your body up and prepared to play.
Yeah. What time you have to get up to get on the bus to get here. Convincing 18-year-olds or 15-year-olds to go to bed at a decent hour so they can perform at their best.
First touch by the Vikings. Possession here by the Cardinals. Aldana up to Penate and across to Dominguez. Cardinals' tendency is usually on that right side. Carbajal up to Tovar. Possession forward through the defense. He's got the ball forward, looking for somebody to cross it to. Loses the handle, asking for a foul. Not going to be given one. Goal kick coming for the Vikings.
Difference in philosophy. You saw at the opening of the game, you saw the Cardinals send it back to our defense right away to try and establish that we're going to possess the ball. And Northwest just took it forward. And immediately we got the ball and got possession and ended up with a decent opportunity to attack. Even though the ball did come in front of our own zone, we were able to get it forward because we were the ones in possession as opposed to the way we chose to do it. And both times worked out in the Cardinals' favor. So,
throw in there by the Vikings, ball going forward. Warner with possession up to, this looks kind of dangerous, 13. Adame gets the handle on the Parker Janke.
Offside's the call.
Oh, and they give him an offsides penalty here. Free kick coming for the Cardinals. That was a dangerous move, though. Cardinals hope that they don't have to give up too many of those. That was a good communication. One-time pass and kick by the Vikings. Possession given up. Forward up again to Janke. He's crossing that ball in. Tercero clears it out forward. Videra. Samson Collins with the ball. Well off the mark forward.
But that last shot that Adame had to make a save on kind of, once again, the value of a four-year starter at keeper who's very athletic, very smart. You can't put a price on a guy like that.
Vicente with possession forward to Tovar. Long ball across. Again, getting used to this long field. Really, your passing's what has to get adjusted most of all. Tercero forward looking for an outlet. Vicente in the middle. Ball just over the mark. That was Emil Tercero. Much better shot than what he took earlier. Again, but that one, his right foot, looked much better on target.
And that was a good shot in rhythm, one touch and then sent, or one subtle touch and then send it. That was good play.
Cardinals playing four across kind of that forward midfield with one lone striker. Kind of an unusual formation we'll talk about here in a little bit. Ball forward, but he's going to lose that out. That call out of bounds is going to be made. Borderline close call made by the line judge. Throw in.
The Northwest coaches thought they had a better view of that, I guess.
They were closer. Ball forward to Bolaños. He's making a run, see if he can take possession back. And he does. Ball into the box. Goal! Bolaños! That's 2-0 Cardinals. Both of them coming from Bolaños. Left foot. What a fantastic job to regain possession there. Stay under control and take that from the left side of the box.
When you watch that kid play anything, and I'm a PE teacher at the high school, and you watch the kid in a PE class, it doesn't matter what game we're playing, he has the ability to take over in an instant. Right there, he decided he wanted the ball more than the Northwest defenders did, and he just went and got it.
And his ball skills, you've seen it kind of throughout the game. Sometimes he can do a little too much with it, but he is fantastic with the ball on his feet, and he makes plays off of that, and that was just another example.
We're 4 minutes into the second half. Cardinals once again put a little pressure on the Vikings. Now we'll see how things go from here, because last time the Vikings responded really well, and we had a really evenly played first half from the rest of after the goal.
And that was an interesting ball, because that was a long ball forward. The Bolaños maintained possession. That's not really how the Cardinals usually, I mean, they have in the past. They've done their long runs, but lately they've established possession and gone from there.
Yeah.
If Cardinals can continue to do that, you got to think that things are going to go really well here in the second half. Throw-in coming. Cardinals.
And in the last game, our wings did a lot of damage against the Vikings, and I wonder if maybe that was an adjustment by their coaching staff, because they seem to have a better presence when we get the ball wide, and we've been able to go down the middle on them a little bit. And I wonder if they haven't made that adjustment, because you can see, like, we've got Alexis Carbajal clear over here by himself, and they've got 2 defenders on this half of the field with no business being over there, making sure our wings can't hurt them.
Free kick coming now for the Cardinals near the midfield mark. Oh, no, excuse me, throw-in. Looked like Sweeney was going to be taking the free kick. Into Vicente. Possession gained by the Vikings. Ball is going to be cleared out by Panate. Good senior play to clear that ball out to the side.
You'd like to see it back farther towards the midfield, but at least it was a one-touch clearance.
Warner.
Jeremy Freeze trying to
We're
add
having
a little entertainment. We're having a good time tonight.
Videra with a long throw in there into the box. Headed back. Looked like it could have been cleared out. Possession remains by the Vikings. Ball in. Dominguez, ball on it, but not nearly enough. Videra into Warner.
But see, that's still not cleared, and that's what I was talking about in the first half. That needs to be a one, maybe the second touch. It's got to be cleared out the box and gone so that we're not under pressure anymore.
Tovar runs the ball out, throws it up to Carbajal, cleared out by the Viking defense. Throw in to Bolaños. Gosh, battling for that ball. Vicente with possession forward to Carbajal.
Good trap by Dominguez.
Maintaining possession in the Viking half. And the ball cleared out. Back to Tercero. Vikings all over him.
That last pass by Dominguez that ended up going to a turnover to the Vikings, that's what I was talking about with their counterattack. If we keep making missed passes like that and losing the ball in bad areas, that's when they can counter on us, and that's where they're dangerous.
Ball forward, Sweeney with possession here, taking the ball to the inside. Crosses it over to Vicente. Nice pass, looking for somebody to clear into the box. Looking for Tovar, headed out by Warner. Backel missed the header. Sweeney with the ball, possession. And that's really his game. He's a possession guy. Good passer, good first and second touches. Ball cleared out. Warner. Tovar with the challenge. Play stopped here. Both Warner and Tovar slow to get up. Tovar is down on the ground looking in some considerable pain. Trainer Tim checking him out.
And I believe that's his other ankle to the one that he had hurt before. And it looked like from up here that it rolled underneath him pretty good.
Again, Tovar definitely limping on that. It's interesting to see what happens if he's able to make it back. He is definitely really the heart and soul of the Cardinals in that midfield. Such a playmaker and possession guy.
He doesn't get a ton of goals. He doesn't get a ton of credit, but when you watch the team play when he's on the field, we definitely have a better presence in the midfield, and if you can control the midfield of the game, for anybody who's a football guy, we're controlling the lines of scrimmage if you control the middle of the field.
Janke with the free kick, taking possession by the Cardinals. Vicente off the header by Carbajal. Back into Bolaños. You can bet, and you kind of already see it, the down 2 Vikings are pressing the ball a lot more than they did, maybe a little more physical towards the ball than they were in the first half. Throw in. Avery Meyer taking the throw in. Dominguez gets a foot on it. Back to Dominguez. Rodrigo Gomez. Off the touch and Viking possession, heading forward. Good play by Victor Tercero. Defending that ball. Sweeney, we got guys going forward to Vicente. Carbajal gets it back. Vicente with possession on Warner here. Vicente is looking for passes off of Caden Warner, out for a Cardinal throw in. Vicente is going to be taking this throw. Rodrigo Gomez with possession right now. Back to Dominguez, intercepted though by Backel. And he's going to take possession forward. Across to Collins, nobody else there. Backel and Samson Collins trying to make that run on themselves against 6 Cardinal defenders. Cardinals end up with possession. Ball forward to Carbajal, can't get there. Cleared out to midfield by the Vikings. Vicente forward to Bolaños. Bolaños looking for Vicente on a run to the middle. Possession again by Bolaños. Vikings unable to clear that out. Some fancy footwork by Bolaños. Taking the ball back to the midfield. Pushed off the ball a bit. Headed back in by Tercero. Vikings with possession. Cleared on the slide tackle by Bolaños. That's going to be a throw in.
Watching trainer Tim work on Jose Tovar down there, and it looks like he's retaping that ankle, so it must not be too serious, and hopefully Primo's ready to be able to get back in the game.
I would say it's probably going to take a pretty serious injury to keep Jose Tovar out of this match. Now, if the Cardinals get another goal up on the board, you can almost guarantee that Coach Spence will be setting him down, saving him a little bit. But right now, with 30 to go, a 2-0 lead is not by any means safe. Cardinals with possession here.
I remember when I was coaching, we used to say two-goal lead, worst lead in soccer. You want 3?
It gives you kind of a false sense of security there, doesn't it?
Because all of a sudden, one misstep and it's a 1-score game again. And that's
anything can happen, especially with what the Vikings have shown on their counterattacks. We haven't seen a whole lot from them in the second half, but again, this is about the time in that first half, this kind of 20, 25-minute mark that they really kind of began making their runs and their dangerous runs going forward.
They pressured us, and our touch didn't respond real well, and that combination led to them getting runs or possession similar to that right there, where we just made a misplay.
Warner, missed pass, ball moving forward, attempting to get the through ball to Vicente, just nicely headed out by the Viking. Possession forward to physical play. Aldana getting up after the collision by Parker Janke. Tercero to Amilcar. Tercero to Aldana. Up to Sweeney. And Vikings take over possession in the midfield. Forward to Backel. Cleared out by Dominguez out to the edge. That'll be a throw-in for the Vikings. Checking in for the Vikings, number 5, Caleb Zlomke, and number 31, Carson Holiday. Taking out Warner and Bockel. Ball attempted clearance, not where it should have been. There we go, ball forward to Bolaños. Playing the slow ball, getting guys forward, trying to make something happen with his feet. Cardinals in transition forward. Again, this bigger field takes a little bit longer. Bolaños upset he didn't get more help.
He wanted his teammates to be a little closer to him. They all ran away from him as if they were expecting him to cross the ball, and he wanted them to come closer to him because he couldn't get in a position to cross it.
Vicente now with possession forward to Carbajal. Carbajal looking to get a foot on the button. A little separation here. Carbajal getting really deep. That's going to be cleared out, though. Corner kick coming for the Cardinals. Sweeney. Travis Sweeney, number 27, running over to take the corner.
Corner kick for the Cardinals.
He's kicked it short every other time. This time nobody's there to take a short. You know he's going to go long with it. Ball towards the ground here on the feet. Bolaños got a slight foot on it, but not nearly enough.
And that touch by Sweeney right there, the kid makes some plays that make you think, wow, he's wise beyond his years. And then sometimes he just makes a freshman play. It happens. He's a freshman.
Bolaños with the interception here. He's going to take the ball himself to the goal. Jansen with a good fist on the ball, clearing it out over the top. Good interception, good play by Bolaños. Could have really put this game away with that one. Sweeney taking the corner again.
That's the kind of ball that a keeper like Jansen is really going to be able to eat up. He's a talented kid. We just got to put it in a place that's a little lower, a little harder for a bigger guy to get to.
Yeah, that ball was pretty much right, almost dead center. You got to make him move to the edges a little bit, see his agility. Ball possessed by the Cardinals there about the midfield. They're going to clear it back and maintain possession here. Try to establish something moving forward. Just under 26 yet to go here in the match. Ball crossed over to Dominguez, to Carbajal, to Vicente. Back to Carbajal, making a run up the right side. Good slide tackle.
Number 28.
By number 28. That's Avery Meyer. He's done a pretty decent job there on the left side of that Viking defense. Vicente, though, right now showing some ball skills, getting the cross into the middle. Possessed and cleared out to the left side. Throw in, Cardinals. That looked like it could have been a dangerous cross had there been a couple more bodies there in the box.
I can see Jeremy's trying to get a picture of Jose Tovar down there. He got up and walked around a little bit. Now he's sitting back down on the bench. So I'm not sure if we'll see Primo yet this game or not.
One thing I have noticed, too, you notice on the long cross, the Cardinals are keeping the ball on the ground on those crosses. Definitely not wanting to give up those headers. They know they have the disadvantage. Trying to keep the ball on the ground, trying to get something into the net from that position. Hey, Vikings moving forward. Wilfredo Panate, who has done a fantastic job, I might say so, playing that middle back, a position that maybe he's not over familiar with. Kudos to him. He's done a fantastic job leading that back line.
He has done a great job. And some would argue that while he lacks experience and the overall just poise of playing that position, especially at, a place like Morrison, one thing Wilfredo does have is he has a lot of speed. And when you're a last man, even if you make a mistake, if you've got the kind of speed to recover from it, you can still make some plays.
Cardinals with possession still. A couple of headers going around the box, nothing really too dangerous. Carbajal comes away with it to Bolaños. Bolaños, jerseys being pulled, no calls happening. Cardinal bench and fans definitely looking for something there. Obvious pull, no call made. Throw in. Cardinals coming, and we have several substitutions. Checking in for the Cardinals is number 18. That's Juan Diego Lopez. Bockel, number 14. Number 26, Jose Castilla. Also checking in for the Vikings. And it looked like maybe number 5, Caleb Zlunky, might be checking back in as well. Vicente off the throw in, no look pass to Dominguez. Tercero. Dominguez back to Tercero. Back to
I like
Dominguez.
this. I like this from the Cardinals. They're not forcing stuff. They're just playing easy right now, giving everyone a break. Relax, make them run around a little bit.
Ball taken into the middle, and then there's Bockel, fresh off his little break, coming in for the Cardinals, making a long run down the center. Emil Cartracero clearing that ball out. He looks a little tired after that long run, limping slightly. He might have tweaked something there, throwing Vikings. And there we go, Tracero going down to the ground. Ball forward to Adame. He's going to pick this up. And that is going to stop. Tracero came up limping noticeably after that challenge. That's not
good. Melikar, I've got him in my conditioning class. He's one of the harder working kids we've had in our building the last year because he really wanted to be a starter on this team. And so he realized he had to go to work in the weight room and in just training, and he's done it. And to see him get hurt here at the state tournament is not good. But he took over the position that Primo played last year, allowing Primo to move forward into the attack and give us another skilled player up top. But that couldn't have happened without Melikar's development. So to see him go down is concerning for Coach Spence.
And he plays as one of those back two defensive midfields, the possession guys. You see him and Victor Tracero both playing key roles and not only protecting that defensive line from any attacks coming, but also possessing the ball to get the ball forward to the Vicentes, the Tovars, and they play such a key role. You know, Emil Carr and Victor both, you never see them substituted. So this is going to be, they're bringing in Hugo Lopez, it looks like, here, coming off the bench.
In our first game of sub-districts when we played against Seward, Melikar was suddenly ill right before the game, and Hugo had to play the whole game and hadn't played a whole lot of varsity ball and came in and did a really nice job. So, and
again, that speaks to the depth of this Cardinal team. They do lose quite a few seniors going into next year's squad. They will take, there's a possible drop off there, but there are quite a few guys that have been just waiting in the wings for this senior class to get their opportunity. And so it'll be really interesting to see moving forward next year. And Hugo Lopez is definitely one of those individuals waiting for an opportunity.
Because he stopped the game for a hurt player, we need to give the ball back to them. That's a sportsmanship custom in soccer. His first touch was a little bit banging the rust off, so let's pick it up there, Hugo.
Ball down the line to Bolaños, looking for help in the midfield. Gomez is making a run. Bolaños wasn't able to get him. Again, the size of this field, much different. Definitely takes a heck of a lot more to get a pass into that midfield than maybe what they were previously used to. And here is the foul called. Penalty awarded for the Cardinals. It'll be a free kick.
But now, while we don't have a height advantage, this is a dangerous position to have a ball in. But not having, this is where we would usually bring up Jose Valdez to use he's one of our taller guys, use his height as an advantage in the scrum here as the ball gets sent in.
Bolaños ball in, just missed. A little bit more curl to that. And it would have found the top corner as is goal kick. Cardinals checking back in for the Vikings. We have number 1, Peyton King, and number 7, Samson Collins, taking their place. Goal kick forward, header by Gomez. Possession here. Videra forward to Collins. Getting deep along that baseline, it is. Ball defended well, but knocked out of the back for a corner. This looks like 14. Bockel. Jason Bockel is going to be taking this corner for the Vikings.
This is their second or third corner on the game. So hopefully we can get the possession away.
You saw number 24 in there, Mason Janke, definitely huge height advantage over in the middle. He was fighting for that inside position, got a header on it, just a little too deep and sailed over that crossbar.
Primo is back in the game now. But he's going to play up top and move Anthony back in the midfield, it looks like.
A little less possession having to happen by Jose. Ball forward. Bockel with the ball forward. They're saying it
Called
was
a deflection off the shot.
deflected. Bockel will run over and take the corner for the Vikings and get another dangerous opportunity. A watch in there in the middle. We're standing right next.
We got 2 guys being marked by 1 here on the backside of the post. That's not good. And that's the guy that found it.
Ooh, 22.
We had 22 and looks like 6 over there.
Videra.
Or 22 and 2, both being marked with 1 guy, and one of them was left open, and that was Videra, who's the taller of the 2, and on a corner kick, that's not what we're trying to do.
Just off the mark, and he was lucky Adame didn't look like he was going to be there either for that one.
That's a better touch by Hugo right there. You can tell, okay, he got the first one out of the way, and he's
Vikings, though, playing a lot heavier press up forward, really fighting. I mean, they've got 19 minutes left.
Whoa.
Letting the possession play on.
Those are those types of chippy plays, though, that if you saw that, you know what I'm talking about.
Throw in for the Cardinals as they get people going. The sideline judgment looked like they wanted to call something.
And the center didn't quite acknowledge him, did he?
Oh, but that's all right. Play is all right for the Cardinals. They get the ball forward.
Get a shot on goal.
Jose still limping a little bit, but got a decent shot. And not a ton on it, but just testing out that foot. Ball forward. Carbajal.
That's going to be
a corner kick coming.
Corner kick number 8 for the Cardinals.
Instittute's going to run over and take this ball. Looks like Bolaños. He's just going to meander over there. He's not going to overly rush this.
Yeah, he's not in any hurry to go over and take that.
With 17
corner.
minutes left, up 2, you're not going to see him sprinting over to.
And as long as he just continuously jogs, it won't be a problem. Burn off another 30 seconds of the game right there. Now the AR put up her flag for something.
She sees something happening there in the box. She doesn't really like talking to the head ref, stopping the clock.
Looks like somebody might be getting a card. I wonder who it is.
Carvajal's marching out like he expects it to be him, and it is.
But that's some more of that chippiness like we had talked about.
Carvajal's making his case to the referee as he's walking over. Obviously some things were happening in there. This is Roger Romero coming in and taking his spot.
Alexis is still upset about the play where that guy took the cheap shot in the guy's back there, and some of that was still boiling over from the non-call down there. And that's what we were talking about. You've got to make calls both ways when chippy plays happen to keep control of the game. I'm not trying to get them to call all the fouls against Northwest, but you got to just call something to get us keep control.
Bolaños' corner kick goes into the side of the net. Goal kick. Bolaños gets a little bit of his head on it. Ball forward. Tovar. Vicente with possession. Romero's got to stay on side here.
Well, and Romero made a run to the middle when he should have made a run to the corner. But he usually plays forward, not so much wing.
Vicente looking for some help in the middle. Bolaños. A little physicality on Bolaños off the ball. And that's going to be a throw-in for the Cardinals. Northwest definitely using their physicality to kind of push the Cardinals off the ball here a little bit, and the referee allowing them to do so. Possession, Bolaños to Dominguez. Pass intercepted by the Viking defense. Back to Bolaños forward to the midfield. Nobody really there, though. Vikings possession heading up across the center line. Victor Tercero, a little bit of a hard touch forward, regains possession up to Vicente. Romero wants it. Back across.
Found his man.
To Juan Diego Lopez. Header back to his feet, back to Bolaños. Bolaños to the inside. Oh, there's a foul coming, and that's going to be a card.
It's about time.
That's a yellow card. Definitely the ball was gone. Bolaños from a dangerous position now taking a free kick. Checking in for the Vikings really quickly is number 31, Carson Holiday. And Bolaños is beat up a little bit after that one. It looks like even it might either be him or Vicente. They're going to try to surprise a little bit here.
Yeah. And we've talked a lot about the officiating, and I would, I'm just saying that if we had more consistent of those little ticky-tack fouls called that don't really impact where the ball is, a play like this where we have an opportunity to score, a card wouldn't necessarily be needed there. That type of thing.
I'm interested to see if that's actually 10 yards even there off the ball. There we go.
That's closer.
He's marching him back a little bit. They were lined up, and that did not look like 10 yards at all. It's either going to be Vicente or Bolaños here.
This will be a strike at goal. They're not going to try and.
Vicente, goal! Hamilton Vicente on the ground below the wall, puts it in the bottom right corner. Just under 15 to go. Cardinals 3, Vikings 0. Oh, you can hear that Cardinal crowd. They feel it. The players on the field feel it. You can tell Vikings have a definite uphill battle here the last 15 minutes of this match. Beautiful strike from Vicente. Looked like Bolaños is going to take it all the way, fakes it, surprises everybody, gets the wall off the ground, and there goes Vicente.
Right underneath. It was very well done by the two seniors who are both going to play at Central Community College together.
That'll be one heck of a tag team moving forward. Hamilton Vicente.
Right there on your screen.
And his specialty, it seems like, are those strikes from just outside the box. He gets his accuracy and gets such power behind that ball.
Yeah.
Beautiful. 3-0. Heading forward as the Vikings have possession here. That ball is going to go out, carried out of bounds, throw in here, Cardinals.
With 14:38 left in the game, he's got Bolaños out with his thigh injury, but Primo is still in. Jose Tovar is still in there at forward right now. So it'll be interesting to see at what point he brings somebody in, because, we don't have Travis Sweeney out there. Travis can maybe come in for Roger. Roger could go up top, and you could get Primo out of the game and save his ankle a little bit.
And I missed. Coach, maybe you can tell me who came in for Bolaños. I missed it and all the up there. Jose's forward. Is that Juan Raimundo?
No, I think it's Roger. No, not Roger Romero.
Nope.
Jorge.
Over there in the midfield. That's Juan Raimundo, isn't it?
Yeah, that is actually
Juan Raimundo.
That was Primo. I was trying to decide who that was. You can't read their numbers from up here.
Yep. As an announcer, good thing we know the players, because you can't read the Cardinal numbers on the back of their jerseys for anything. Travis Sweeney checking back in here.
And it looks like he's going to move Roger up to forward, and Sweeney's going to come in to play wing just to save that time on Primo's ankle as Primo comes out.
And I would be really surprised if we saw Primo or Bolaños in for the rest of this matchup.
And I would say in about another 5 minutes you'll see Hamilton come out as well.
And with the physicality of this game, all three of those have been banged up a little bit, but all three of them spent time on this turf, slow to get up at times. You're going to see a lot of these starters start making their way out. Goal kick here. Played short. Sweeney coming up with the deflection and gives the ball back off to Warner. Good deflection again by Vicente, maintains possession. Back to Dominguez.
Good choice by the senior.
Sweeney hit the turf, got up quickly, but didn't really have the position to play the ball forward to. Bad long cross pass here.
We're going to see
Janke trying to move the ball forward, cleared out by that midfield. Videra with the throw in to Bachl. Whiffed. By Penate.
hopefully we can do a better job of marking up on this one, because the last time we had they had a corner down in this end, we left a man completely unmarked.
Bachl taking this corner. Yes, they've had.
And we've got a man right there at the top of the box. Now we went out to take him finally.
They've had multiple corners here that have looked really dangerous, and there's another one, and that's a
That's
score
it.
off a header. That's Videra off the back kind of corner there. He made that run, same thing he did last time. Made a run towards the center from the back side of that, and wide open off the header. 3-1 now. Vikings maybe giving a little bit of hope. Now moving back within 2 here. Just under 12 minutes left. Yeah, those set pieces, you knew if they kept getting them, something was going to fall the way that they'd been heading the ball. Cardinals with possession here now. Tercero back to Penate. Penate to Aldana. To Lopez.
Nice thing is we've had some substitutes come in, but we talked about the depth earlier. Nice move there.
Good ball, but then Tercero.
But we've been able to still possess the ball pretty well, which is the MO of this team for the most part, even with some subs in there. Which we've had injuries throughout the year, and that kind of different guys have had to step up at different times.
Miscommunication there on the pass through by Aldana to the Vikings. Ball forward. Axel, good challenge. Ball forward to Juan Lopez. Vikings in possession. Lopez. No, sorry, that's Raimundo. Oh, that's
a really strong tackle.
With the shoulder. Vicente, though, he's a tough kid. Calling for the ball right back. Ball forward to. Ball cleared out there on the edge. Throw in Cardinals. Checking in for the Cardinals, we've got Rafael Sandoval, number 2, and again, number 12. That's Rodrigo Gomez coming back in for the Cardinals. You'll see Vicente, Hamels and Vicente coming out, and Juan Diego Lopez coming out. Sweeney moving back over to the left side, and Rafael Sandoval coming over here to take spot on the right.
The fact that you haven't seen Alexis Carbajal come back in with his yellow card that he's sitting on, and Anthony with his leg, and Primo with his foot, and some of those guys, it kind of tells you, I think Coach Spence is a little, he's trying to play a little conservative, and he trusts his defense and his keeper. When you've got a fourth-year starting keeper who's the caliber of Chris Adame, you can maybe take some chances like that. Just hope it works out for us.
Right. Throw in here, Sweeney with the throw in. Playing that ball, he's going to play it back to Lopez. Lopez going to play it back to Aldana. Aldana back to Adame. Over to Dominguez. Trying to set up an offense moving forward. Gomez plays the ball in the middle. A little bit too heavy on the touch. Vikings with possession moving forward. Warner. Offside.
Come from an offside position.
Number 7, Samson Collins, was in the offside position. Came back to touch the ball. Free kick. Cardinals. Penate forward to Lopez. Lopez over to Aldana. Aldana to Juan Raimundo. He's got green. He's taking it forward ahead to Sweeney. Sweeney didn't look like he was expecting that ball.
It was a good ball though, and then we just needed the last touch.
Sweeney regaining possession here. He's going to take it back. And he's going to kick it back across the midfield to Aldana on the defensive side. Back to Adame. Adame forward. Just possession ball, passing the ball. Trying to take time off the clock. Poor pass from Raimundo to Sweeney. Vikings with possession here moving forward. Videra putting the ball up in the air. Shot by Bockel wide to the goal. No real threat for Adame. Just under 8 to go here. Ball crossed over to Sweeney. Sweeney with the ball going forward. Romero moving the balls in the box. Romero, too heavy of a touch. Jensen
But that's pretty
takes
good.
it.
Pretty good little quick attack there, coming from the keeper all the way forward.
Cardinals trying to maintain possession here going forward. Raimundo takes a shot towards the goal. He had Rafael Sandoval open just here on the right with nobody ahead of him. He had options. Decided to take it. Ball wide left. Jansen, goal kick.
Our midfield on a ball played that short is starting to find a little bit of green space. I think you're starting to see Northwest kids get a little tired. And more of our kids have had a chance to get a break.
And a lot of fresh legs out there, even to begin with. Sweeney with the touch, loses it to the Vikings. Vikings ball forward. That ball's out of bounds. Throw in. Cardinals. 6.5 here to go.
If you're wondering whether or not it's cold here at Morrison Stadium, I think you can hear it in Aaron's voice that it's a little chill in the air.
It wasn't too bad. It's just pretty much been the last 12 to 15 minutes. That bite in the air has certainly happened. But I tell you what, this clock clicks 0 and we're still up 3-1. All
Right
that
there
chill
was
is
a
going to go away.
Dangerous attack right there.
Just off the mark. Adame sees it, stops from touching it, but again, Northwest is not out. A lot can happen in 6 minutes.
Switch the
Good
field
run there. Good run there by Tercero. Ball forward. Gomez gets possession back. He's looking forward. Ahead to Rafael Sandoval. Sandoval on the edge looking for somebody just too heavy. And that's going to be a goal kick coming forward. And here we see, we're getting a little, maybe anxious might be the word. You see Bolaños and Vicente checking back in. Just Spence.
Let's finish this off. Spence we made it to state for the first time in his career last year. He wants to win. He wants to finish it off and take no chances.
And you're going to see both these players coming into the midfield. They really want to keep that possession. Spence, you can tell, maybe just hoping to keep the ball and move it forward. Bolaños again forward to Romero. Headed back. Vitera missed the ball, but taken in by Warner. Challenge by Dominguez. Handball.
That's an intentional handball. That should be a card.
Bolaños making his case for it.
And he's right in this case. But moving Bolaños and Vicente back to attacking midfield roles with Roger up top does give us a little bit more presence in the midfield, and they're still free to get forward. They're not limited.
Bolaños bicycle kick. He had possession off the free kick. Ball's going forward though. Bockel looking forward.
Kanate makes quick work of that.
Only finds Cardinals. Bolaños to Vicente. Tries to cross it over to Sandoval. Nothing there. Tercero gains it back. Vicente putting the ball for just knocked over by Jansen.
But that shows you the power Vicente can put on the ball. I mean, that was a rocket.
That was a laser headed right for that top center of the goal. Corner kick, 27. The freshman Travis Sweeney taking it.
This evening's game, both teams will go to the north pad, and you may meet your players there once again. Both teams will be at the north pad, the north end of the stadium.
Cardinals remain in possession here. Sweeney inside to Bolaños. Bolaños loses possession there, but ball comes back out to Vicente to Bolaños. Bolaños ball forward, missed off to the left side of the goal. Goal kick.
You know, our kids that came in and subbed when those guys were on the bench did a great job. but there's just a different level when those two are on the field.
You could tell the whole team is picked up, and the possession, even just the balls between the two of them, they've single-handedly started taking this over. We've had 4 shots to the goal since they've been in.
Exactly. I think they might have came in with orders from Spence to go get me my 3-goal lead back.
Bolaños took a shot to the goal brought in by Jansen. Not a difficult save by him, but cleared it out. Ball forward to Sweeney.
Because Northwest has to take some chances. They've got to push numbers forward. They can't sit back. At the beginning of the game, they had 6-7 guys back in front of the goal. They can't do that anymore down 2 goals with 2:30. They got to go.
2.5, and we have a substitute number 5. Caleb Zlomke checking back in for Northwest here. Getting maybe a fresh runner on here for the last 2 minutes, trying to make something happen. Throw in. Vikings, that long throw in, taken.
Found feet.
By Zlomke. Going forward, cleared out by Penate over to Sweeney. And Cardinals will take possession up to Bolaños. He lets that ball go. Sweeney again with the ball in the midfield.
Good ball.
Forward to Sandoval. Misplay by the defender. Sandoval's going to have the ball forward. Is he going to put a leg on it? He does. Doesn't really challenge Jensen. Romero disappointed he didn't get the cross in.
I think he might have been offsides on that. I'd have to see a replay, but that might have been a better chance to take the shot because it looked like he was in an offside position.
Romero does tend to inch close to that offside line. He likes to play that here and there. Ball, Dame. Good play coming out, but it was close. If he misses that ball, that's a free goal for Collins. And you can taste it. Cardinals with possession in the midfield, and there's 1 minute left in this match. Free kick coming. Bolaños takes it quickly forward to Vicente. Vicente to Romero. Romero wants it forward. Not a great touch on it. He had Sweeney making a run.
He got upset because he didn't get the pass, and that time Sweeney should have got the pass.
Ball going forward to Cerro. Good defensive play.
Oh! That's a card, sir.
Stopping the time.
And that's his second one. He needs to be off the field.
That almost could have been. Yep, that's a second yellow.
That's a very reckless challenge.
Red. That's just a kind of a cheap shot.
That's the kind of cheap shot we were saying can't happen.
By a frustrated player at the end of a match. A good game overall. But I'll be honest, one of the most disappointing things is you have coaches over there also patting him on the back and nodding their head like he did a great play. That's just cheap business. I'm sorry if you're a Northwest fan listening and you disagree, that's fine, but that's a cheap play.
There's 30 seconds left in the game. You're down 2 goals, and you just deliberately take a player out. That's not acceptable at any level at any game.
And then your adults on the sideline nodding and supporting that also is disappointing.
Very much so.
Shows a little bit of loss of respect there for that team in that program compared to what we'd seen maybe throughout the game, honestly. Cardinals moving forward. Sweeney with possession here. And 15 seconds left.
Yep.
Bolaños sends that ball forward. Romero with the challenge. And we're just going to kind of hang out and watch this game go down. Ball go forward. Cardinals just cleaning it out. And Cardinals are moving on to Saturday, 9 a.m. with a 3-1 victory over the visiting Vikings here at Morrison Stadium. You can't take anything away from the Vikings and their great season they had. Played well throughout the game.
They did. They had a great season.
Cardinals just superior today, and they will move on to face the number 1 seed Scott Catholic Skyhawks again Saturday, 9 a.m. Cardinals are excited to get one under their belt, but they've got goals. They're looking to move forward and get more.
And we get Jose Valdez back on Saturday morning. With our attacking players and our speed, I see this game on Saturday, from what we saw of the Scott game before this one started, it could be a lot like our Elkhorn South game last year. They're going to try and dominate possession. They've got a lot of skilled players. They're going to be big and physical. But I would never count our guys out.
They said the senior class, they've had goals. They've had goals since they were playing ball as young kids, and this is just one more step towards that goal. So again,
as the team shake hands here.
Again, there we go. There's the top side of the bracket. Scott and Crete, 9 a.m. Let's see the Cardinal faithful out at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. And tomorrow night we'll be able to tune in and see who's going to come on that bottom side between Lexington and Roncalli. And Gross.
And like I said before half, I'd be really shocked if it wasn't a Lexington-Columbus game, and that would be a heck of a matchup. One of our assistant coaches now, Johnny Beltran, spent some time coaching at Columbus. And our former assistant coach, the guy that I worked with, Joel Lemus at Lexington, that'd be a fun game for the Cardinals to be able to peer in on and hopefully be able to upset the Skyhawks and play the winner in the final.
Well, we can only hope. Again, 9 a.m., come out Cardinal faithful. It's been a fantastic game here. Cardinals really possessing and doing most of their damage today. But Anthony Bolaños with 2 goals.
Thanks to Jeremy Fries and his lovely wife for setting up all the gear and getting it set up. Okay, and then there's those other guys.
We'll have fun. We had a blast.
Yeah.
Coach Quinn and myself here tonight. We will tune in with you again at 9 a.m. Saturday morning, ladies and gentlemen. From Jay Quinn, myself, Aaron Wagner, signing off here from Morrison Field. Have a great night. Thanks for listening.